I know. This whole thing has been so freaky to get used to because now I have to like hear my voice like so isolated.
Yeah, how is that?
Time. It's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm an artist as well, so like I'm used to like hearing my singing voice, but hearing your talking voice,
I know.
It's brutal.
Yeah, it's bad. I know.
I feel like I've really had to get to know myself in a way I didn't want to.
I don't like the side of myself that comes out in my voice.
So funny. Hi, this is Once to Watch Chef's Choice. I'm Abby Kenna, and today I'm joined by Rose Betts. How you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm good. We just went over the fact that you're LA based now.
Yes.
How long have you been in the States?
3 and a bit years.
Oh, that's a decent amount of time.
Yeah, I know. I'm kind of, people look at, I remember when I first moved here, people were like, oh my God, you're so fresh. And that stopped about 2 years ago.
Yeah. I just hit the 2-year mark and now I can't do like I just got to LA thing anymore. Yeah.
No, I feel haggard. I feel like
I'm run down.
I'm starting to look away. I'm like, what's else out there? Yeah.
Where did you grow up again?
I grew up in Hertfordshire, which is a county just outside of London. So we go into London a lot. And I was born in London, lived like the first 10 years there, but then we moved out to the kind of countryside. It's very picturesque. Now going back, I realize how picturesque it is and how like idyllic it would look to an American. Right. It looks like something like The Holiday.
Oh, I was just going to mention that movie. Yeah, wait, I'm so happy really that you said that.
Especially at Christmas. But I really never noticed it when I first moved there. It's so strange. You have to go away to realize.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was just going to literally bring that up. That means so much
to me. That film. It's nearly time.
I love that movie. I was going to watch it today. That was a sign for me.
When is it too early, do you think, to watch
Never.
Christmas? What?
I think the last time I watched it was maybe March.
Okay, so you're not a purist when it comes to the Christmas movie
The
thing.
Holiday is just like one of my favorite movies ever.
Is it? Who do you want to be? Are you going to England?
I've never been. I've literally never left the country. So
what?
I know.
You're one of those Americans that we hear about.
Yeah.
Do you have a passport?
I don't.
Oh my God. I'm meeting one in the flesh. That's shocking. Where are you from?
I'm from New Jersey.
Okay.
So I grew up in that like tri-state area of like New Jersey, New York, like
pretty
Philly area. Beautiful.
Yeah.
But also like we didn't need to go anywhere else. If that makes sense. And then I went to school in Boston, so then I like continued the
Look
like
at that. Look how far you're going.
I know, 5 hours
Whoa.
north. Crazy. But yeah, then I moved out here and I was like, wait, people have been everywhere and not I.
Wow. Where would you tell me you're going to get a passport at some point?
I definitely want to.
Okay.
I definitely want to. I feel like I'm almost regretful now that like I didn't do the thing that they say to do after college and like travel a bit before settling.
Yeah.
Because now it's like, it feels so unattainable to get out.
It's easy.
Is it?
It's very easy. Please, next time we meet, tell me you'll have been somewhere.
Anywhere.
Go to England, have your holiday dream, meet Jude Law.
I really want to.
Yeah. It does look like that.
Okay. I was going to ask though, like, is it peaceful? Like, how does it compare to living in LA now, like your lives?
Oh, it's so different. I mean,
yeah.
The main thing is the lack of seasons here. And I was talking to some friends yesterday who are from Norway, and they were saying it's just like every day is like Groundhog Day. Every day is like a repeat.
Yeah.
Which is strange. I'm not sure it works for me. But
either.
There's something like it's a clean slate every day. Maybe that's an element to the magic of this place. It's kind of anyone can arrive and they get given the same kind of day. It's like the same chance. I don't know.
That's a nice way to look at it.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm in a good mood about it today. But yeah, no, I really miss the seasons. I really miss rain. I really miss leaves falling. I don't know. I know that there are some trees that give that, but not really.
There are. It's the concept of time that's tough
strange,
here.
Isn't it? Isn't that weird? Do you feel that way? Is
I
it
really
different
do.
to the East Coast?
Yeah. Yeah. I think we probably get seasons pretty similar to yours, just a lot less rain. Like more snow in the winter than rain.
I know. Yeah, we don't really get that anymore.
Yeah, anymore. That's so sad.
You're gonna have to do what they did in Holiday, which is just fake.
I know. But yeah, it's like 2 years when I think about the course of my life. I'm like, I feel like I've felt it more than I have since being here.
Yes.
It just feels like one continuation.
Doesn't it?
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like 3 years, and not in a good way.
No, not in a good way.
Oh my God, it's just gone so fast. And like, I actually don't know what I've done.
I don't know what I've done, and I felt every second of it. And yet, what did I do with those seconds?
Yeah. And even though you know that you did stuff and you've met people and you have friends and you've got a life, it doesn't feel like any of it weighs, and it's kind of weightless. It's strange.
It is, yeah, it's a void of a city.
It is a void.
Yeah.
Shoot.
Honestly, thank you for like validating that.
I know, because people don't, especially when you, like, if I move to LA, everyone in England thinks it's terribly glamorous.
Yeah.
And the first thing I do is take them to the rough side of town. Like,
you take them to Hollywood Boulevard, yeah.
Yeah.
Gosh, yeah, I do feel like most people I meet are like, I'm living the dream in LA.
Do they actually feel that?
I think that they do.
Good for them.
Yeah, I'm envious.
Yeah.
So.
Are they deluded?
Maybe.
They're just happy.
They
we're
like
just
sun or something?
Maybe.
Like crazy.
Not bothered. Not bothered. Bring me the grey days, the rainy days. I love those days.
I
no
like
one knows
to
what to
feel
do.
things, yeah.
Yeah. I know.
Crazy.
Let's leave.
Yeah.
This is it after this podcast.
This is my sign.
Okay.
I'm actually going to do a timeshare in England for the holiday. Oh,
Get
amazing.
a passport though. Jeez.
I know, I really do need
Does it cost
to.
a lot here? Is it cheap?
I think it's more of the like braving the DMV thing.
Oh, that's hell.
Yeah.
You don't have to go to the DMV to get a passport, do you?
I fear you might have to, because I've never gotten the picture taken. I don't know if they can use my driver's license.
Do you have any ID?
I do. I am a legal citizen. I do have a driver's license.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay. Oh, yeah, I've spent a lot of time in the DMV.
Isn't that funny? I don't even know how. Like, I need to figure that out.
That's another section of purgatory, that place.
It is.
You never have the right documentation.
Last time I went there, I was like, oh, I'm just going to like get my license updated, get my California now. And they were like, and now take your driver's test. Again.
Oh, you have to do it again.
Again. So.
You passed, I hope.
Of course.
Yeah.
But of course.
I know people who fail in this town, and I find that shocking.
Oh, driving on these roads, I'm not too shocked.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Fair. That's why I try to do it somewhere really quiet. Because obviously it's the other side of the road, and I grew up in I learned to drive.
True.
Yeah, I learned to drive in London though, where it's brutal. So I was prepared for an element of it, but I ended up having, even though I have an English license, they didn't let me take the test.
Wow.
Unless I had a Californian resident with me, so I ended up having to do it in downtown, which was hell.
Oh.
But he was great.
Brutal.
He was like this guy in a full overalls with pink nail extension things, whatever they're called.
Like little acrylics?
Huge.
Yeah.
And he was a part-time drag artist, and I just got him to talk about that, and we didn't do any maneuvers. We just drove.
That's
and he
awesome.
Just told me about his life.
Distraction. Made a friend, yeah.
Distract them.
I love that coping mechanism.
It works. It worked for my English test as well.
Oh my god.
It did. It worked. Fun fact,
I love this. You've got a handle on this.
Yeah. Distract them.
Well, thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having me. This is so nice.
This is our little taste making podcast.
Love.
Where we're going to go through a 3-course meal of your music. So to start, I would love to know, if listeners had never heard your music before, where would you tell them to start?
I would tell them to listen to probably something. It's a tricky one because I feel like my first album was pretty pop, and then I've strayed into more Celtic.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe something like War, my song War. I feel like it kind of has 2 feet. Has 1 foot, has 4 legs, and it, like one is in the pop, but one is sort of leaning towards like the Celtic. I kind of brought in some Celtic instruments like accordion, and I got my sister to play like Irish flute, and then I even put in some like Scottish bagpipes.
Awesome.
Like for this kind of rousing warlike moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that'd probably be a good place to start. Yeah, and it's emotional. It's about my love life. Most songs are about.
Oh, awesome.
So fits that bill.
It's interesting that you mentioned this, like these 2 lives that you've led, the like pop one and now the like Celtic one.
Yeah.
I'm curious, was War like sort of the catalyst to you stepping into that sound? What made you want to like bring those elements in?
I think it kind of snuck up on me. I think it's always been there because I grew up around. I mean, my mum is from an completely Irish family, and my grandparents are Irish immigrants in England, and naturally you just grow up with stuff that you just absorb. And it was a really musical family, so I was really lucky to have lots of music around. And then I think I kind of avoided it. I felt like I didn't really, I don't know, it's almost like putting something in just for the sake of being unusual.
Yeah.
And it never felt right to just throw Celtic stuff in. As much as people told me I sound Celtic, I was like, oh, no. But then I think stuff just started happening where I just felt more, I could sit in it more. Like, I think I shared my song Irish Eyes, and that's a super sort of Celtic feeling song, and obviously it's called Irish Eyes, pretty on the nose. But people started really responding really well to sort of that side of my, I don't know, my musical palette.
Identity,
yeah. And I don't know, it kind of encouraged me a bit. I think it was kind of a nice thing of the social media stuff, is sometimes you've got to be careful about what you give and what you hold back. But
totally.
Yeah. Like, so that's a very long answer, but that's kind of sort of it. The least clear answer ever.
No.
I didn't even know what I just said.
That was a very clear answer. I feel like I'm understanding what you mean. I do like get artists in here where like I feel like the first album is always like the exploratory, like figuring out the artist thing. And then it's like you've settled into yourself, and all of a sudden like those unique elements that might not necessarily feel unique to you because you just grew up around it and it's who you are, they like latch on with your audience. And then it becomes a thing.
It's interesting. Yeah, it's almost like the obvious stuff that I don't consider obvious suddenly become more apparent. You're like, oh, and then either you hate that or you embrace it. Because some people, I think, feel sometimes like, I do not want to be that artist. But fortunately, I'm chill with being having more Celtic colours in my stuff right now.
That's awesome.
It feels like a nice. I wondered what to bring into my next projects after my album, and it felt like, oh yeah, that makes sense to kind of bring in some of that.
That's great.
Yeah.
And I do feel like the music community as a whole is starting to lean more towards like acoustic instruments, and even just like on social media, I feel like covers are doing better, and just like singing. Yeah,
really simple. It's like everything's become so highly produced, and even the way that we present our lives is produced. Yeah. Everyone's producing their own lives all the time. So that I think the simplicity and the rawness of just someone with one instrument, maybe in a field or in their room, is
totally
really refreshing for people, which is really nice. I'm glad about that we're getting back to that.
It's like the second I like figured out how to do the like high production videos, like no one wants it anymore.
It's interesting,
but
isn't
like, thank God, like honestly.
I know. And we can do so much now. We can like all the tools that we have make it really easy. So it's just trying to find something authentic to do with it all.
Yeah. Well, I'd love to hear about War, the song, and how it came about for you.
It was a song, it was like one of those songs that came from a kind of a cumulative, probably it's the result of a few songs. It's not really particular. Well, it is about, it's sort of, people often want a song to be very literal. Yeah, I've noticed with audiences, and then that's often something like people always ask, so did your mom say you had Irish eyes? I'm like, well, maybe not every day, but it probably came up at some point. But so with War, it's very much like, it's almost like a commentary on those kinds of people that you meet, that I think everyone has had their heart broken by somebody who, or even if it's just fleeting, or someone who just let you down, and those people that seem to favour destruction over construction, and they get a kick out of breaking things and are a bit careless with you and your feelings. And I think that's what the song really kind of felt like. It was about that, the tenderness of being on the receiving end of that. And I think there's something wonderful about a really well-structured song, even if it sometimes feels a little bit like people are aware of it. You don't want people to see the structure. But like country songs are really well-structured. I would say they're one of the best in terms of the way that they flip the lyrics. They often really have a real craft to them.
Yeah, totally.
And I think that's kind of what I was exploring with that song, was more of a kind of craft making experience. And then whenever I perform it or record it, I just pour all of the feelings that I had to earn to be able to write the song into it. So it is about those feelings, but it is definitely it's not the most, I don't know, I would say that some songs like Recovery was written in the rawness of a moment, whereas this song is definitely a little bit more distance and observational.
I like that.
Yeah.
I love how before you said it in like a convoluted way, almost like, oh, it's about my love life. But like it's so much more than that.
I know. But then again, it is also just that as well. I mean, I suppose that if that's the best thing you can do with a song is kind of strip away all the complicated stuff and just try and be honest.
Yeah, I think people appreciate
They do connect really well with it. It's interesting.
Yeah, I mean, it's true that, like you said, people want the literal stuff. They love, like, the specifics from your life. It's so interesting and, like, parasocial.
Yeah,
it's interesting. They also, I think people need, like, kind of guidance and like intelligence right now in a way.
Oh, that's a nice way of putting it.
Yeah,
I feel like that's the actual job of a artist, or especially a songwriter, is to help people like understand themselves more, or see themselves, or even just like love themselves more. And
right.
I feel like that's what the best possible outcome is, that you are like a guiding hand for them.
Right. And like real music enjoyers love to like sift through lyrics and be like, what does that mean? It's
amazing.
Yeah. The art of like going on Genius and like typing it. Like
I know,
I
it's
used to
true.
do that. So alas. So thank you for that.
Oh.
Yeah.
You're welcome, everybody.
Yeah, I did that for you. Well, moving into where you are now, you just announced your album.
I did.
What's the name of it again? Remind me.
It's called There Is No Ship.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
There Is No Ship. That's so
There's
cool.
No Ship. Oh, cool. Thanks.
Yeah.
Album titles are hell. Coming out with titles is terrible.
I was going to ask, it's a little bit far away, but do you have any hints about why you named it that?
Oh, yeah. I've already overshared this.
Oh, please then.
Tell everyone. It's very, so I kind of, I'm not like, you know, when you say you like Lord of the Rings and people go, oh my God, have you got like a miniature sword at home? I'm not that kind of a fan of Lord of the Rings, but I do really love, I really love the films. I was talking to my friends about that the other day. We were both like having this exchange of just, I think because of the art that went into it and how passionate people were about the project. It could have been any other story. I mean, it's just more about the way that people approached the project and the richness of it and the richness of that world. I find very inspiring.
Totally.
I'm not the kind of person who feels like I need to live in Hobbiton, even though I probably look like I want to be an elf. I'm like, Rose, you're a hobbit, chill out. But I think that, so there's a line in the, I don't even know if the line is in the books, but the line is in the film. Is there's a moment when this character Arwen, who is an elf, is gonna stay behind when all of her kind are leaving, and she's gonna stay behind because she wants to be with this mortal man, Aragorn, and she just, and her father is trying to convince her to leave, and she's already basically made the decision. She says, there is no ship that can bear me hence. And it's that kind of idea of, I just thought it's such a beautiful line, because it's almost, there are ships. She could physically get on a ship and go, but there's this sense of when you're tied to something, you can't really, nothing can remove you from it.
Yeah.
And I kind of, having this whole project was really written with my home country, with my homeland in my mind, and I was definitely looking towards it and processing what it meant to be apart from it. And like I said earlier about going back and suddenly realizing what it all actually looked like. All the things I'd taken for granted.
Yeah.
And so this song came from that idea. And then when I was thinking about the title of the album, it was like, oh, that feels like the central gravitational pull of what the other songs are around.
Yeah.
So that's why I named it that. And I like it.
I like that too.
I'm happy. You always go like, you look through all the lyrics, you try and find something from something to make the album title, and then you find it and it's just like, oh yeah, that's it. That makes sense.
Yeah.
That's nice.
That's an awesome story, and it's also like personal lore. Like you love the Lord of the Rings.
I do. I'm obsessed, guys. I read it every week.
No, that's super cool though, and I've never heard that line before, and I'm like trying to figure out what it means to me. So already evocative.
I'll be interested to know what it means to the other people.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to think it over. But
you need to leave. That's what you need to do. When you've left this country, when you've got your passport,
and then
you'll be able to relate.
And then I'll know about ships.
Yeah, then you'll know about ships. Yeah.
Well, I'd love to know, in this new era of your musical journey, what represents where you are right now best?
I think song-wise, it would be that song. Actually, it would be There Is No Ship.
Cool.
There is no ship that can bear me hence. I'm bound to these shores, I'll be bound till the end. For my tears fill the rain and my blood fills the dark. Oh, and there is no ship that can carry my heart.
It has, what I wanted from this album was, because my previous work was very sort of like musically a very soft beginning, and then the song would grow, and then there'd be a climatic moment, and then it'd be, and I felt like I kind of wanted to start with more energy for this project, and definitely have, I don't know, just like arrive and sort of have confidence from the first moment musically. And There Is No Ship, and then lots of songs that are out already, like I would say that Come Away and Running, and a lot of these songs are definitely, nearly all the songs that I've released sit in that space, and There Is No Ship definitely. I love that song. there's a moment in it where we needed a bridge. We needed like a moment of change because it's quite kind of unrelenting energy to it with all the kind of instrumentation, and sometimes you feel like you need a little breath in the song. And I thought, it'd be really great to put some like old Irish in. And I was in Nashville and I had to write the bridge in the evening and then go back and bring it the next day. And I was looking up like old Irish poems, and I found this poem that's one of the earliest old Irish poems, and it's basically, I was amazed. It's like basically what the song is about. The song is about comparing. I mean, what are the lyrics? It's like that you are all these things. That I am like the bramble and the briar, and this land is. I'm in the bones of this land. And this Irish poem is basically saying, I am the stag, I am the wind on the and it's like this. And I found this old guy reading it in Old Irish on YouTube.
Awesome.
Stunning. And I just learned, I used some of that for this like kind of quite choral break in this kind of very tenacious sort of song. I don't know, I really, when I hear it, it felt like so satisfying to suddenly find, just by chance, find this perfect little interlude.
Yeah. And also just to be like represented by like your roots and be like, oh, we're like-minded in some way.
I know, crazy.
That's weird.
Yeah.
I was an Irish dancer growing up.
Hell yeah. Me too for a bit.
Also, yeah.
Really?
I was.
I can see that.
Thank you.
I can see that. You have a lightness of touch. I definitely was never light of touch. So did you get to the hard shoes?
I got to the hard shoes. I was there for like a couple of months, and then they were like, in order to level up, you have to like, a fesh it's called? Is that?
Oh, yeah. The competitions.
I had to compete and like place to a certain degree, and I was like, I'm not that good.
We competed.
You did?
I think they were pity compete. They weren't serious.
Yeah.
They were like, it was probably organised by the school, and everyone just did it. It wasn't in any way serious. And it was always, everyone was great. And then all of us in the family is like 3 sisters, and I've got twins, so we were obviously both competing. It was one of us was either first or like second to last or last. It was always one of us. And so it was, we were no.
It's incredible though, and like my grandparents, they were really big on like me learning about Irish culture. And
so you've got Irish heritage?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, my grandfather, I think we have family in Ireland still, but obviously like very far removed. But they did this program called Gael School, which is just like all about like Gaelic culture. And the folklore is amazing. Like I really enjoyed learning about like the poems and stuff and the stories. It's just beautiful stuff.
Yeah.
So that's really cool that you were able to incorporate that.
But yeah, it was wonderful. I still dream of because of the tap dancing. It's so I love the rhythm of it. I would love to use that as a percussive instrument in a song.
Whoa.
It's so cool.
Someone would sample that for you.
Yeah, I've already looked on. I just haven't found the right way to put it in, but I've definitely already looked on YouTube.
That's awesome.
For me, it's like the bit where they do the rhythm and then they like all jump at the same time, and there's this like silence that's so rhythmic. Importantly, in its way, it's like that's. I find it very powerful. I love freaking river dance. I know that's terrible.
It's so awesome.
The music is stunning. I'm like always on the verge of tears.
Well, it's just like I did it when I was younger, but like I'm not precise or like passionate like that in dance. So to see someone like articulate it, beautiful
love
stuff.
That.
I know. I was
That's
like,
so cool.
I get to talk about
That's
Irish
so cool.
dancing today.
Yeah. Do you still have the shoes?
No, I think my mom like sold them on Facebook Marketplace at some point. Yeah,
they kind of. I've seen a few designers do that similar sort of this. It's the for all the laces. It's kind of coming in a bit, which is kind of interesting.
Yeah, it's really beautiful stuff. Yeah. I love that.
Yeah.
Well, now we've moved on.
We've on from the full course.
Well, for a dessert course, I just always love to hear about something you're like particularly excited about off of the album. It could be multiple tracks too, because I checked your like little release countdown and there's a bunch to come.
There are a bunch.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm kind of excited. I'm excited about a song called You Never Looked Back, which is a song that I wrote about kind of not about online dating, but a little bit about
Cool.
about how we can be with and what's kind of maybe we've always been a bit like this. Maybe I don't know. I feel like online dating has created an interesting dating world for people where ghosting is cool and and like people. I feel, and maybe it's also an element of LA where you always feel like people are looking over your shoulder to see where they aren't and who they're not talking to, and people are often not very present and witnessing the people in front of them, and often there's an exchange of what can you do for me, and I find that really interesting because often the thing that you think someone can do for you is not the thing, it's some other thing that you haven't thought about yet that you're going to really need in 3 years.
Right, but like because you didn't get to know them or give them the time of day.
Yeah, because they weren't giving you the thing that you thought you wanted at that moment. You missed out on that chance. And I know I've had so many wonderful experiences with people where I met them and I met them, like even just my neighbor. My neighbor is lovely. And then my car like died and I needed a battery. I needed jump leads for a battery restart. And she was there, she was down. And it's like those small things you never expect to kind of grow from just being present with people and seeing them for something special as they are, and that kind of turned into this song where I just felt like and so it's kind of a funny song, and playing it on tour was like the most wonderful thing because it's not out yet. It'll be out I think just before the album comes out, and by the end of the song people knew the chorus.
Oh wow.
Yeah, because it's kind of simple. It's you can sing along. It's got a kind of ditty vibe to it, and it's nice to have songs that have a bit of a twinkle in them. It's nice to have the songs that are emotional, but it's also the fun ones which when I recorded, we wanted to get some like bar and kind of pub sound. So in Nashville, we went to this sort of Irish pub.
Awesome. Yeah, sure.
But I mean, a good effort. The chips looked good, but we got this whole room full of people to come. People just showed up, and then we just gave them the lyrics to some of the stuff. And it was like I told a bit of the story before, and I was like, for all those people that did that to you, that looked away or didn't commit to you, and it's such an awful feeling when you feel like someone's treating you like that. You feel like a strange product, or like it feels dirty. It doesn't feel like a clean way to be treated. And when I told the story, and I was like, so put all of that into this like chorus that you guys are going to sing, and like the wave of like noise of people like really channeling their like dating woes, and like it was really I think there's something cathartic about the song, which is nice.
I could be an oak tree, I could be the shore, I could be a campfire keeping you warm, I could be the sunlight peeping through the cracks, but you'll never know 'cause you never looked back. Ask me, you move so fast, threw me down like a broken pot.
So I'm really excited about this, and I'm also really excited about a song called Save Me a Seat. Save Me a Seat is about like I have a twin sister, and
that's so fun.
It is fun. It's great. It's definitely. I mean, there's something wonderful about it. It's also just totally weird and very hard to explain to people.
Yeah.
But I felt like I had a feeling that I wanted to write a song about just being alongside a journey with somebody, and then also the thing about aging, of living in a town where that's not allowed, and and like getting grey hairs, and getting worse at running short distances and stuff like that, just aging just kind of creeping in, and just feeling like I wanted to write a song that was anti. I mean, people can do what they want obviously with their bodies, but I feel like we should really, especially as women, like embrace the things that mean that we've lucky enough to have been here long enough, and like of course that it is that our relationship with aging is so, it's not just one thing. I don't think it is just vanity. I think it's obviously also tied up with our future. When we as women we can't have babies beyond a certain point, and like that's something that men don't have to think about. And so I think there's a kind of wisdom that women learn in touch with aging and their bodies a lot time before men do. In general. So I kind of wanted to write a song that was about that, and about my kind of, because the first time I found a grey hair, I think I was like 22 or something, 21.
I have one in my bangs that I see every single day.
I am littered. I mean, I look like I've got, those like trendy grannies who have like, I'm nearing my granny phase. Yeah. But it's like, I mean, I if I was better at my like personal upkeep in terms of, I never dyed my hair because I knew I'd never be bothered to do anything with it. I'd just be that person with the
roots
coming down. So I was like, I'm not going to do that now, because it's like I'm going to do the same thing if I start dyeing my hair, if I want to get rid of the greys. But I kind of had that thing of like wanting to write a song and envisioning it, and then actually managing to do it, which sometimes it doesn't. It's hard sometimes to make those two things connect. You can be like, I want this song to be like this, and it kind of came together. And so it's a sort of a love letter to my twin sister, who's like going through a lot of healthcare stuff right now, which is like really hard for the family and hard for her, and makes you value what's important, which is the journey and how lucky we are to be on it, and every laughter line and crinkle and saggy bit and whatever, it's all just a testament to living. Totally. And I think there's something really beautiful about that. So that's kind of what that song is about, and it's one of those songs that I kind of want to be out so that when I play it live, people already know it, because it's meant to be sung. It feels like it's meant to be sung along to.
That's beautiful.
Yeah. I hope people like it.
Yeah, I'm excited to hear it, and I'm also like kind of curious about what the sonic influences are for this album as a whole, because you've mentioned lots of different sides to the sounds. I
would say it very much just taking the kind of pop sensibilities of, like, I love piano, I love pop. I mean, I love the vocal production on pop. It's very clean and clear, and I like the kind of presence of pop songs. I think that I'm not quite in my, those chilled out folk albums where, you sit back and you kind of read a book too. I'm not in that phase of my creative life yet. I'm still, I think, trying to just assert my kind of creativity with myself and just find myself.
Totally.
So I recorded a lot of it in Nashville, and me and Mark Siegel just pulled out like Irish bouzouki's, which is like a kind of an Irish guitar, and
cool.
I mean, you'll know all of this, but like stuff like that, and fiddle, and so we're kind of trying to blend the pop and the Celtic, and we recorded, got some musicians into a live room, and a lot of things just happen in the room. You kind of give one of these geniuses their instrument, and they just do something great. And there's some things that they surprise you with, some things that you know need to be in it. Yeah. So it's very much kind of like trying to blend those sort of Celtic touches, and try not to stray too much into country. It's very easy. It happens, right? And maybe it does. I think it does stray sometimes, which is fine. Which is nice. I mean, I'm in America.
We like country. Yeah,
we like country. So I don't know if that paints. I mean, it's very like there's like a guitar and like mandolin and this bouzouki, and there's my sister doing kind of Irish flute again.
Awesome, yeah.
She works for free, so
love that.
Get her in. She's always moaning like, Rose, I can't hear myself. What was the point? So we have a fight every time.
It's in there.
It's in there, I promise. So stuff like that really, and then just vocal harmonies, and then getting like crowds to sing along. And,
that's awesome.
Bringing more live stuff. Previously I was very much in a studio. This time it's opening it up.
It sounds like a journey of an album. So.
Oh yeah, definitely. And I wrote it all by myself in a cabin. Awesome. I would just go to Crestline, San Bernardino, and just
cool.
Yeah, stunning, and just be amongst the pines and just think of England. And
okay, maybe I'll have to check it out.
Yeah, you can get there. So you're now half away.
I can get there.
That's doable. You've got a license.
Stop! That's so funny. Needed to be called out though, like, to be completely honest.
I do. Do you know what though? There's. It's not. It's probably very. It's normal. It's not as shocking to an American.
I think it's still shocking when I tell people. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I just need to make it happen. It's fine.
It'll happen. It'll be
it's
amazing.
My final straw.
I'll ring you in 2 years. Like, have you left? Tell me you've left.
Gosh, I hope. Well, I have some final questions for you.
Let's do it.
My first one is that if your music was a candle, what would it smell like?
Love candles.
Awesome.
In my ideal home, there is a room this size that's just the candle room.
Oh
yeah.
Great.
Yeah. If my album, my music was a
you can do the album. There's no ship candle. Yeah.
Oh, I guess it would have like pine in it. Fresh grass.
Yum.
It would be I think it would smell like a sea breeze with a bit of pine trees in it, I suppose, like what comes off of the sea, but like not the smelly stuff, just like the clean.
Not the fishy,
Not the fishy, like the dying bacteria, not that.
Yeah. I know, I got it. I've got it,
good,
yeah.
Good.
I see that for you. Cool. I'd also love to know what your favorite sound is right now. That's not like a music sound, like a life sound.
Love.
Yeah.
Do you know what? You know when you pick up a saucepan and there's like a bit of water in it, and then it makes that kind of like sound.
100%.
That I think lately I've been noticing that. I don't know why, and I was like, oh, that's such a
that's
cool
great.
A kind of weird Also the glug of that. My dad did this video for a friend of his that had sent him this bottle of whiskey, and it was like a thank you video, and he was just like, I don't know, being my dad's an actor, so he's very he's very funny and he performs well on camera, even if it's just a thank you video. And he was like just glugging the whiskey, and it had this like, you know, the way that the glug wine, but like, and then but even with it like glugged back as well.
Oh,
it was like. I don't know. It was like brilliant sound.
Awesome.
I know. I never like special bottle. I don't know what that was.
He sounds funny.
He is brilliant. Yeah, he's brilliant.
And my final question is, who are your ones to watch? Who are you listening to that I should listen to?
I am obsessed with Truesdale right now.
Awesome. Yeah, good stuff.
You might already know them. I've crossed paths with them through producers, and I've heard of them for a few years, and I've never really committed. And then lately I was just like, I want to listen to the album, and I've just like literally I was listening to it on my hair. I'm obsessed.
Oh. I haven't done the true rundown, I think.
Oh, they're great.
Yeah. I've done like a couple singles here and there, but
listen to the album.
Yeah?
Yeah,
okay.
The album's great. I think it's called like something Out of My Mind or something like that.
That rings a bell.
Something like that.
Yeah.
I think like all three of them like in
being
right
awesome,
clothes.
yeah.
And just like the harmonies, and it's got a lot of joy in it.
Yeah.
Which is nice to hear.
That's true.
I like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I will do the rundown.
Cool. What would you suggest to me?
Oh. No, when this happens, I forget everything.
I know the feeling.
Stop.
I want to know something. What's the next album I should listen to?
The next album you should listen to. Hold on. I've been honestly doing like a further back rundown of music. Like,
okay. Oh yeah, down for it to be old.
Okay. I fear that we have different
we'll
music
cut this
tastes.
out as well.
No, everyone has to know that I'm searching.
I can see the scroll. It's quite. The
scroll is intense. Okay. I'm going back and listening to a lot of Microwave, if you know the band Microwave.
No idea.
I live in more of like an alt, like punky, sometimes indie rocky world. That would be my like throwback one.
Microwave. Okay. Microwave. Brilliant.
You're feeling very angsty one day.
Okay.
And then also I've mentioned this on other podcasts, but the Porches album is so good.
Oh, okay. Okay.
It's called Shirt.
Okay.
And specifically the song Rag is like just one of the best songs I've heard in a long time.
Wow.
It has like his production elements are crazy, and then it like he goes into like a Weezer type chorus, like very 90s, and then you have to listen to it, but something about it is like so like intentionally unfinished. It's like a finessed sort of like, I'm not going to do that vocal take again. Like it's just going to be kind of bad.
Whoa.
I like it.
Okay.
Yeah. It's cool stuff.
Okay, I've got to Microwave and Porches.
Microwave
Shirt
and Porches. Shirt and Rag. Oh my God.
Love.
Yeah, that's classic for me. But
thanks.
Yeah. They're definitely intense. But
okay.
In a good way,
okay.
I think.
I'll get ready.
Cool. Thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, I'm excited for the album.
Me too.
Stoked to hear it. Yeah.
Yeah, me
well,
too.
Congrats.
Thank you.
Yeah, and once again, this is Once to Watch Chef's Choice. I'm Abby Kenna, and today I'm joined by Rose Betts. Listen to the album.
Hi and bye.
Hi and bye.